theory on the fucking chat. What do you guys think? It's a good question. Who's the biggest Joe Rogan ass kisser in the GRE extended universe? The guy from that news channel, I forgot his name, Brendan Schaub, Lex Friedman, or Tony Hinchcliffe? Who's the biggest ass kisser when they appear on the GRE? I'm going to say Brendan. I don't think anything tops Brendan trying to finish Rogan's sentences, agreeing with everything he says, changing his mind when Rogan has an opposite opinion. I can't think of anything that's more of an arse licker than Brendan. And he also has got more out of his relationship than any of these guys. Like, he's legitimately made himself a multi-millionaire based on his friendship with Rogan. I think so. But when I think about the reactions people have about how they talk and shit, part of me thinks Tony Hinchcliffe. How he reacted to that guy at Kill Tony calling him out about being like, you know, Joe Rogan ass kisser and how defensive he got. I think Tony Hinchcliffe might be a little dark horse in terms of the biggest ass licker. He clearly cares about being Rogan's friend. He's very aware people look at him as an ass licker, and he's very not sensitive about it. You know, like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Tony may be a dark horse there. I don't think Lex is one, because I feel like Lex, as much as he, you know, don't get me wrong, he sat in front of Rogan and sung him a song that is gay as fuck, right? In like the most respectful way possible. That's incredibly gay. He sat in front of Rogan and sung him a song. I wrote you a song, Rogan. Like, excuse me? Back in my day, like, you might have made a girl a mixtape, right? Because you wanted to woo her and impress her with your fucking taste and maybe tell a story of how you feel via the song title tracks or the lyrics of the songs. But singing a song to a man on a podcast is fucking gay.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. So this is a story, okay? In the desert, I met a man with an eagle perching on his hand, and he asked me, son, what can I do for you? Definitely the stupidest. Father, I said, I'm looking for the meaning I should be living for. He put a finger to my lips, said, shh, let the old man speak. They call me Brian Callahan. In this cruel world there is a man you should listen to as you journey on through life. His name is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Shoulders for days and a really wide back. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Barrel of snakes for a back. Then he mounted his horse and he looked to the sky, and he rode to the sunset with a tear in his eye. And the legend goes, the old man rides on, singing the words to this terrible song. Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, shoulders for days and a really wide back. I already regret this. Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, a barrel of snakes for a bag.
You fucked up. You should have never done that song. It was terrible.
This guy, I forgot his name from what's that thing from what's that show called? He's with that woman called Crystal something. He's a little bit of an ass kisser too when he's talking to Rogan and shit, and he seems to go overboard in terms of sucking him off and reminding him how amazing he is. But he's a little bit corny. He's a little bit like Akash. That's his name. Sagar Enjeti. Is that his name? Enjeti. He's a little bit corny, a little bit annoying, but he reminds me of Akash. I don't think Akash sucks off Schultz any more than anybody else on that show. They're all kind of the same. So I wouldn't really say he's a big ass kisser. I think the number one ass kisser in this whole quartet of people is definitely Rogan. I'm going to say Tony Hinchcliffe 2, Lex 3, and Sagar 4. That's me. What do you guys say in the chat? I say Brendan 1, Tony Hinchcliffe 2, Lex 3, and this guy 4. What do you guys think? Uche, Lex's IG is just him fingering whatever famous person he met up with that week. Can you imagine him fingering that Andrew Haberman guy who's got a great podcast? I like listening to his fucking podcast. It's really interesting. And he's that's a big you. That's a big dude, man. Fucking So what do you guys say? Brandon, BPD, Patrick Bet David, or as I like to call him, Patrick Bent David. Oh, that's a good call. He sucks off Rogan hard because he looks at Rogan like he's fucking. He looks at Rogan like he's who's that guy? Who's that like legendary investor? That legendary investor guy, that American dude that you have in over there, the white one, that really old, and he buys like he's got like a really modest home, but he buys all these companies and shit and looks like shit. Who's that guy? BPD looks at Rogan like that. Like he looks at him like he's some like exactly Warren Buffett. That guy, yeah. BPD looks at Rogan like he's Warren Buffett because he's got a podcast. Like BPD like gasses Rogan too much. Like he's not that clever. He's not that entrepreneurial really. He's just got a really good podcast, a really popular podcast, and then he uses that to leverage and do other things. But it's not like, do you know what I mean? Like he's legitimately going on out here like Rogan created Apple. You know? Like he fucking owns Trader Joe's or something. Like he's just got a really popular pod. Like, you need to relax. Yeah, that's a good chat, Brandon. Fuck, man. Yeah, BPD might be up there. He might be up there. Yeah, Zaki Stingagu. Brendan's whole personality is knowing Joe, so he has to be number one. He gets on the show and he agrees with everything Joe says. He waits for Joe to answer before he answers. He changes his mind if Joe has the opposite opinion. He sucks him off so super. Like, Brendan there's no match for Brendan when it comes to Rogan arse licking. He doesn't even lick Rogan's ass. He'll go for the taint. He'll start stroking the fucking shaft with his tongue. He'll start gargling the balls. Do you know what I mean? He'll start tickling the tip. Like he's going all the way. He loves Rogan. Like Brendan Schaub loves Joe Rogan more than he loves his dad. And you guys will see. It's a fucking crazy thing to say, but I think Brendan Schaub deep down loves Joe Rogan more than he loves his own dad. Watch. You guys will see. You guys will see. I'm not going to say what will happen, but you know what I'm thinking about. You guys will see. You'd be able to compare the reaction. He loves Rogan. He fucking loves that guy. Dylan says, I hate Lex Friedman. I don't mind Lex. He's annoying, but I can enjoy his pod. Like he has, can you guys understand this? Lex has such a non-personality. He's such a fence sitter. He's so naive. He's so delusional that you can just listen to his pod because of the guests, because he gets amazing guests. So you could just listen to the pod for the guests only. I don't know if you guys are capable of doing it because you find him super annoying, but if you just kind of tune out his droning kind of soliloquies, his pods are really good. I really enjoyed them. I'm not going to lie. The variety is, yeah, exactly, is unmatched. Like it's crazy. But it's easy because he's such a, I wouldn't even call him an NPC. He's so bland. He doesn't actually, I think that's the beauty of his podcast. It's like, I think a lot of people like push back at him and annoyed that he doesn't push back enough. But I think the fact that he's a bit, you know, it kind of helps. The variety that's possible there. I do like Lex and Huberman and even Lex and Michelle Malice together. Oh, sorry, Michael Mayer. Michael Malice is hilarious. I like him. Michael Malice is actually funnier than a lot of these comedians, to be fair. When you see Brendan's face light up when talking about Rogan, like, damn, dude, I never seen you light up like that. Exactly, Josie. Forget his dad. When's the last time you've heard Rogan talk about, when's the last time you've heard Brendan talk about his wife and kids with the same elation and jubilation that he does Rogan? The only time I can remember him talking really, like, glowingly about his kid was when his kid suffered the seizures the first time, and also recently about the baseball thing, because I don't think he knew his kid was good at baseball. He just kind of just stumbled, oh, look, this kid's really good at baseball. I think that he was really proud about that. But I think other than that, you see him glazing. You see the fucking, you see the heart emojis in his eyes when he's spoken about fucking Rogan. He doesn't do that about his kids or his wife at all. Oh yeah, exactly. Yep, I watched that one, Uche. Yeah, the one with the Silk Road guy. I watched that because I've got the book on the Silk Road guy that is still in prison now for life, I think, as well. Fucking nuts, that case, to be fair. I remember reading it at first, thinking, "Oh, he didn't do anything wrong. He just ran a fucking drugs market." And then you read, he did try to get someone killed a couple of times. Like, that's why he fucked himself, But yeah, it takes 2 minutes to get to the end of the sentence. You already know what's coming. yeah. He's like the opposite of Louis J. Gomez, isn't it? Lex's way of talking is like the complete opposite of Louis J. Gomez. I'd love to see them have a podcast. Yeah, I'd love to see Louis J. Gomez on Lex Friedman's pod. Lex Friedman ranting about whatever, high on vitamins, and then Lex trying to slow the conversation down and bring it back to, like, I don't know, love. Which is funny because comedians are the biggest haters in the world. Imagine trying to tell a comedian not to hate one another, not to talk behind each other's back, not to be jealous, not to be envious. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I never seen one of nice thing about his wife. Exactly. People saying in the chat. Oh, mate. Anyway, let's move on from that one. I think we all agree Brendan definitely is up there in the highs. I think some of you think Lex is always also up there. I don't really agree, but I'll let you guys run with that one. But Brendan is unmatched. There's nobody else in Rogan's circle who can glaze him the way Brendan can. Nobody. Zero. Cheers.
Oh, hey. How you guys doing? Cheers.
For me, it's just all about finding new.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
End this Corona shit. Wow. Well, cheers.
It's a beautiful whiskey. Don't drink it out of the bottle.
Take a moment, man, and cheers you because you saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Okay. Cheers, boys. Long time coming.
Cheers.
Hope it goes well.
The whiskey, guys.
Hope it goes well.
Drink responsibly.
Thanks, Kyle.
Cheers,
buddy. Love you, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
Mark.
Jeff has been done. Cheers,
Jeff.
Chin.
Cheers, buddy. Chin, no.
No,
Not today. I'm good today.
He's drinking an
She's
invisible
been going
drink.
hard in the paint. It's taking a break.
Yeah, let's do a legitimate cheers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, and then I want to hear this. This is
Cheers,
exciting.
boys.
Cheers.
To the Liver King.
Liver King, living your life.
To me.
Cheers, buddy.
Did you try it? Cheers, pal.
Cheers. There you go.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, that
I
water.
can't believe you haven't relapsed.
Cheers,
Happy birthday, Chin. Cheers. All over the cupcakes. I'm very upset.
Cheers to your whiskey and cheers to everything.
Well. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, thank you.
No one
Yeah,
ever
thanks
drinks
for
with me.
having me.
It's always by myself.
Yeah, you should be by yourself.
Cheers.